Chris Gaynor, and I have certainly been in this situation where I've taken some damage due to my lack of knowledge about the condition of my football equipment. Are you a football player? If so, I'm sure you've taken some pretty big hits and dealt some pretty big hits. One of the best ways to remain protected is to make sure your equipment is in good condition. Today, I'm going to demonstrate on how to correctly set up your football equipment and make sure it is prepared for the field. Let's start by demonstrating on how to correctly set up your helmet. First, you're going to need to pick the correct helmet size. I'm sure you can't really see it, but I have a medium. And so, make sure you keep your head up. Do not butt or ram, spear, or strike your opponent with your helmet anywhere that it's not supposed to. And also, don't strike them with the face guard. First, you're going to need to measure the player's head. You can use that by using a flexible tape measure, and you just wrap it around to see what the circumference is, and then that's how you can figure out the appropriate size of the helmet. What you're going to want to do is to be able to put air in the helmet, you're going to need one of these. This is a Shutt model inflation needle. What you're going to need to do is use a glycerine is recommended. Do not use petroleum jelly to slip it into the air slot, and it's usually right up here around the top. What you're going to do is use a careful twisting motion to insert the inflation needle into the top of the helmet, and you're going to pump it accordingly to how much air the helmet needs to fit the player's head, and proceed to properly inflate it. Don't have too much pressure against the player's head, otherwise that can provide too much pressure and can lead to proceed to not protect the player as well as it should. Eyebrows should be approximately 1 inch below to where the face guard should be, the face line. And you want to use a 4-point high chin strap. That's like this, and you're able to use protective coverings on the inside for a more comfortable fit. You're going to tighten the chin strap as it should be. I'll grab that again. What you're going to do is, there's these little notches on here which you can tighten how they should be tightened according to the player's head size, and they loosen pretty easily, and you just tighten them into place. Then what you're going to do is you're just going to latch them into place. Show you just like that. And with that, on the player's helmet, that's going to fit correctly as it should, as that's how it fit onto my head. It is important that the chin strap is strapped correctly, so that way you have full protection and you can play with full performance without having the chin strap being removed from the helmet. Then what you do is you'll try to rotate the helmet as so. It shouldn't move at all. Well, it can move a little bit. It should rotate on the player's hair. And then the forehead, or on the forehead skin, the skin should also move just slightly. And then to refit the helmet, use the inflator pump. As I said before, is once it's on the player's head, you can remove air if needed, if it is too tight, once you have everything together. Now that I've shown you how to correctly put together your helmet, I'll go ahead and move on to how to correctly set up your shoulder pads. It's very worth it having your shoulder pads set up correctly. You know, it's not much of a hassle, but it's definitely good to know how to do it correctly. So what you're going to want to do is, it's better to have someone to help you, but for demonstration purposes, I'll just do it myself. But what you'll do is you'll pick out your size accordingly, and preferably pick the shoulder pads that would fit your position. Here is for a quarterback or wide receiver. I'm a wide receiver. And then you're going to measure the broad width, and whatever that is in inches, that's what you should pick. So I'll go ahead and slip these on. So as you can see, nothing right now, no 100% protection. But what you're going to do is, normally there will be a drawstring right here, which it's not required, but it is to tighten this front piece. So I'll latch it. And then what you'll do is you're going to pull these through, latch it on, pull these through, and grab the other side. through. Tuck these under, that's how I prefer it. And then your jersey will just go on right over the top. So, and this is a very snug fit, but it can rotate just a little bit because you don't want it to be too tight to where you can't really breathe. So this is plenty tight for me. This is about the setting I would have if I were in a game. So I'll go ahead and take these off. But the shoulder pads are very important. You want to make sure that they are set up correctly. So that way when you're out there on the field, you're not going to have any difficulties with them. Make sure when you're doing this, have someone experienced, such as your coach, to help you fit those correctly. But as I said before, since it was just me here, and I knew how to do it, it was fine with just me doing it as it was for an example. So make sure you know how to correctly put on each piece of equipment, as it's very important for when you step out onto the field. That's about it. I hope you enjoyed my demonstration today.